as of November 10th, 2025, right, the government has decided to vote to reopen the government after what, 40, 41 days, 42 days of it being closed down. So eight Democrats, right? Eight moderate Democrats decided, hey, this is going on way too long, and it's time to give in. It's time to go ahead and bow down. It's time to go ahead and bend the knee. This is going on way too long, right? Listen, the most important thing of all of this was a warning shot, right? This was a warning shot. This was not just, oh, the government is shut down. This happens all the time. No. Think about if this had went on longer than it did, right? Think about what was at stake already as long as it has been closed down as of now. So it was closed down around 40, 41, 42 days as of today, right? Right? Hundreds of thousands of workers, federal workers furloughed, right? Hundreds of thousands laid off, right? You had industries on the brink of collapse. Air traffic controllers, which they already work a stressful job in the first place. They already work a stressful job, and then on top of that, not too many people go into that position, so they already low staff already. Then on top of that, not getting paid. Right? This was a show of power. Right? I want y'all to remember this. This was a show of power. This was a warning shot to America. Right? And you should be fearful of this. Right? You should be fearful of this, right? People think just when a government shut down, oh, it's only affecting, government workers. Oh, it's only affecting government industries. Oh, it's only affecting people who work in the government. No. No, it just doesn't affect government workers. As you can see, SNAP benefits were going out the door, right? People standing in line, they hungry, standing in bread lines, standing in food shelter lines, right? Just think if it would have extended any longer. Just think about what could have been at stake. Just think about what could have been affected. Just think about how everyday life would have changed if it would have extended even longer. This was a show of power, right? They basically exposed how much power they actually have over the everyday citizen. You should be fearful of this kind of power, right? You should be fearful of this kind of power that the government has at any given moment. If they wanted to shut it down, everything will be paused. Everything will be stopped, including travel, so they could basically impede on your pursuit of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That's what we just seen right now. Y'all may not look at it like that, but how my mind works, I take it to the furthest extreme because that's where it was going in the first place, right? Neither one of these parties care about the American people, right? For damn sure, not the Republicans. The Republicans don't give a goddamn gone Skippy who starve, who die, right? Who go broke, who can't feed their family, right? Politics is not about the people anymore, right? 2025 and beyond. Listen, politics is not about the people. It's not about the constituents. It's not about the people who voted them in. It's not about the people that they supposedly represent. It's not about that, right? This was a power grab on both sides. This was a struggle of power. That's what this was right here, right? And instead of them coming to the conclusion that, hey, we have people out here starving. Hey, we have people who are not getting paid. Hey, we're basically putting our country at risk. We're making our country vulnerable to attacks. Right, we're making air travel unsafe. We're making our land unsafe. We're giving our enemies. I built a life. I built a family. I worked my hands raw to get here, and I'm not done. This is the escape blueprint. PFP life, a way out of the grind and into control. You'll learn how I stack cash, build systems, and reclaim time so you can live on your own terms. You will watch me maneuver and grind towards the life that I achieve for myself, and you can also do the same. Join the circle, join the Patreon, learn the steps, and protect your freedom. The Escape Blueprint, PFP Life. Foreign and domestic, a chance to attack us, right, at our weakest, right? That's what I saw, right? But they don't care about any of that, right? All they care about is getting reelected, and all they care about is the power grab. That's all they care about. Once, if you haven't noticed, man, once they get into these offices, that is it. Both for Republicans and Democrats. This has been happening, and people are so stupid, right? Americans are so dumb. You continue to think it's about party. You think your peasant broke ass, right? It matters about what party you're vouching for. Your peasant broke ass. You think it matters if you vote Republican or Democrat at this point in time, when neither one of them has shown any kind of ability to work for the people. Neither one of them. Look at America for the past 20, 25, 30, 40 years. What has changed? Both Republicans and Democrats have held the offices equally as much over the past 40, 50 years. What has changed? They have continued to sell out to the corporations, the mega corporations which have the dang on GDP of full-fledged countries, full-fledged running countries, right? Companies like Coca-Cola, Meta, Facebook, right? Tesla, you name it. They have the operational power of actual countries, more than countries. Right? The type of money that they're producing, the type of money that they're creating out just it outdoes many countries. If a company can get to that kind of power level, right? If a company can get to that kind of quote unquote GDP, where they can buy elections, where they can sway elections, where they can sway people, technology companies can sway the minds of the people, right? Sway the minds of government officials, pay out an infinite amount of money, right? They've been sold out to them. America has sold out to countries. They sold out to Israel. We're always giving money away to everybody else but the American people, and nobody has stepped in to say, "Hey, America first." Nobody. And this is why you see the MAGA movement breaking apart now. Right? If you still support Trump at this point, you're a Looney Tune. You're a goofy. You're a dimwit. Like you're beyond dumb, right? Because even people who once supported him, they're splitting up. Now we're seeing a whole nother movement, right? With the white Mexican, right? We're seeing a whole nother movement with the white Mexican who's supposedly allegedly a supremacist, right? Now you have the party breaking off and segmenting into, Nick Fuentes, Nick Phony, the white Mexican, right? The American First movement. So even them, they're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. They're seeing things for what it is, right? Trump was supposed to be the beacon of hope, the beacon of light for a lot of people. And now he just got in there and just did the total opposite of what he said that he was going to do. In 2 months of him taking office, he added $1 trillion of extra debt, right, to our already, toppling debt. $1 trillion in 2 months. $1 trillion in 2 months. I'm gonna take care of the debt. We're gonna get these tariffs, bro. There's no amount of tariffs that's gonna be able to to minimize that debt. There's not enough countries who are willing to pay that and willing to cooperate with the United States of America at this point, to the point where we're collecting so much tariffs, right? That much tariffs money to where we can minimize our debt. No, it's not going to happen. Then what happened to No Forever Wars? What happened to No Forever Wars? Oh, here we go. Here we go trying to attack Venezuela. Right? Here we go, still sending money to Israel to perform, what they're performing, right? Which is a mass, yeah. I don't want to say it on camera, but you know what's going on over there in Gaza, right? So the United States is funding that and still sending money to Ukraine to fight the proxy war with Russia. And then this ninja trying to send troops to Nigeria. I mean, bro, what happened to America first? What happened to focus on America? None of them care. That's my point. None of them care. And they were willing to allow you to starve. They were willing to let all of this burn down and crash. They were willing to allow people to go homeless, go hungry. They were willing to allow industries to crash. They were willing to allow certain things not even to be reversible. Right? They were willing to jeopardize our air travel. They were willing to jeopardize the security of the United States. And y'all are still sitting around talking about I'm going to vote Republican or I'm going to vote Democrat. Neither one of them has shown any kind of wherewithal to fight for the people. Right? What happened to getting there and draining the swamp? Oh, what happens when you are the swamp, ninja? What happens when you are the swamp? What happened to those fowls? What happened to those fowls? Trump is terrified, man. Trump is terrified. And now he's trying to the classic, let me give some money away. The old classic, let me pay them off. Let me pay for my votes. Now he's trying to give $2,000 away. Ninja, I'll take it. I'll take it, Ninja. I'll take the $2,000. Yes, I'll take the $2,000. Go ahead and give it my way, but it ain't gonna change how I feel. Go ahead and give it away. I can use an extra $2,000. Now he's trying to give $2,000 away, talking about yeah, we're gonna give $2,000 away. Yeah, because tariffs. We just collected so much money from tariffs. We just collected so much money from tariffs that we're able to give $2,000 away, bro. Don't give us. Then why give it away? If we're still in debt, if we still have crippling debt, if we still have crippling national debt, why in the world are you giving away money to the United States citizens, bro? Couldn't that be used for in a more efficient way? Couldn't that be used in a more efficient way? Oh yeah, but that's what Doge was supposed to be for. But you see how that turned out, Ninja. Doge ended up being a scam. We ain't heard nothing about a Doge. We ain't heard nothing about an efficiency. We ain't heard nothing about where that money went. Y'all are just so forgetful, man. I'm not forgetful. Y'all are just so forgetful. Y'all forget what he said. Y'all forget what he was supposed to do. Doge was supposed to come in there and make cuts. He hired a bunch of goddamn gone teenagers straight out of the school. He hired a bunch of teenagers right out of high school, and these were supposed to be the efficiency, the ones who were supposed to cut efficiency and know how the government runs and know how to do this, that, and the third. These were supposed to be the kids that were supposed to cut and slash and make the government and a country more efficient. Where did all that money go? All the money that they supposedly found, where's that money? They didn't find anything. And if they did find anything, they realized that everybody is a part of the swamp. And if we release any names, it's just going to be a trickle down effect and everybody going to jail. Tell me I'm lying. Ninja, I just broke it down to a T for you. But the main part of this, the reason why I made this video is to make you aware at of the unwarranted power that they have over America and Americans. This is unchecked power to the point where they can shut down the government and literally everything can go downhill Because you thought it was just going to be, the public sector. You thought it was just going to be the government sector. No, it affects everything, right? When goods are coming through our borders, right? When goods are coming through our borders, when those things need to be checked by government officials, that's affected. When TSA is not getting paid and they have to do other things for work, and they're worried about they're hungry, they're worried about their kids, they're worried about money coming in, they're worried about their mortgages that's about to fall behind, they're worried about their rent payments, and they're not checking bags efficiently. And somebody could take advantage of that and do something crazy. Get on that plane and repeat, never forget. Or better yet, somebody they could send a whole load through. The cartello could send a whole load through the border. They do that anyway, but they figure, hey, why just send one load through? Send two loads, ninja. They going through something over there. Border Patrol ain't looking, right? They worried about other stuff. Let's send two loads. Actually make it three. One may get caught, maybe not, but we'll send three loads through, right? Military. What happens when government officials and government industries and agencies are not focused because they have to do other things for money? They were willing to jeopardize the security of the nation for power. For power. Not because they cared about you, not because they cared about me, not because they cared about the everyday American citizen. It was for power. Power of the party, individual power, money. They don't care about their constituent. They don't care about that. Wake up, man. Because that kind of unchecked power, that's a warning shot. They letting you know exactly how much control they have over all of this ish right here. And that's too much power for me. And that's an after pill.